Hello and welcome. It is Saturday the 13th. Ooh, scary, 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 scary. And I am, as usual, your lopsided, grumpy guide to all things gaming with another OGGM look at the subject of world building. That's me building a world because I'm putting the never mind. You don't care. Okay, so NPCs. Yep, we're going there. NPCs. Are they just walking targets for your murder hobo players to kill? Are they just wash, rinse, and repeat? Or are they in depth, truly worked out individuals, each with a backstory and a life and a thing worthy of an entire folder? Well, hopefully the first one is not true. I mean, we want to avoid murder hoboing the NPCs, unless of course that's the point of a game. But really, no. I mean, it's just a pointless, stupid waste of energy that doesn't get the players any reward other than the sort of the sheer sense of, yeah, fucking killed Joe the shopkeeper. My dick's bigger than yours. I don't really understand murder hoboing NPCs. I just don't get it. I mean, you don't even get experience points for it. I mean, yeah, okay, I'll kill him and take his stuff. Oh, great. You got a rake and a pair of pants that don't fit you and maybe one copper because he's a fucking NPC. Yeah, hoo, 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 yeah, you really showed me there. Okay, so they're basically a lot, a lot, a lot of theories and thoughts and books and articles and vlogs and newspapers and videos and movies about the life and care and feeding of NPCs. And some are like very simple, and some are very, world of darkness, extensive, each NPC has a folder. Which both have their place. But for the average Joe NPC that your player characters are going to encounter are just more kind of the wash, rinse, repeat style of NPCs. Guys and girls are gonna see once, twice, and then never see or think about again. At least, unless of course they develop some type of attachment. The cute and fuzzy, which we'll talk about. But usually it's like Steve the armor guy. Gonna go in, gonna spend your 10 gold pieces to get whatever you want. You might haggle with Steve, you might argue with Steve. Hopefully they don't plan this elaborate thing where they're gonna rob Steve's shop and kill him and take all his crappy armor. But, and then they leave and they'll never see Steve again. So Steve is what you would call your wash, rinse, repeat NPC. You want to give him something, or her, something to stand out. But then, he's gone. They're probably never going to see him again. So what I like to use is what Matt Mercer suggested, though I've extended it upon it a little. And, it's kind of the theory I've always used. I didn't just realize I was, whether Mercer was copying me or I was copying him, or it's just sort of this general, very simplistic, dumbed down theory of the life and times of an NPC. And what is that NPC? What does that NPC fear? What is that NPC's one thing that makes them different than the guy standing next to him? And what is that NPC's job? So what does that NPC want? Everybody wants something. It could be as simply as, I want to get paid. Or it could be something more obscure and strange, like that NPC collects little wooden ducks. And he's looking for the one little wooden duck that he missed. And he'll give you like 10 gold pieces if you go to the town that's, across the desert of killer catfish and bring him back that one little wooden duck that he's missing. Or it could just be, I want to get paid on time. I got rent. What does that NPC fear besides getting killed by the murder hobo player character? It could be something simple like he fears spiders. He fears snakes. He's afraid of clowns. Like the fear of clowns is like the #2 fear in the world or something like that. He fears his wife finding out that he's cheating on him with the barmaid, It's just something that makes him stand out from the guy next to him. What is his one thing? This is where you get to add your little quirkiness to the NPC. Your little, what makes this Susan the barkeep stand out from Susan the seamstress, stand out from Susan the elvish magic user? What's their one thing? Is it that they're really ugly? They have, they've got a deep voice. They don't bathe. They like to eat apples. They collect small crystal figurines of toadstools. They want you to get them something. They're secretly in love with one of the player characters. Whatever. They're one little thing, and there's great ways to come up with tables to figure that out. You come up with a D100 table, and you just do 3 lines: want, fear, one thing. Big, once, roll 53. Wants to try a really exotic cheese, likes cheese. Fear, 27, fears cats. What is this one thing? 75, has a big nose. And then what is their job? Because, and they could have 2 jobs. They could be like, job, blacksmith. Other job, while blacksmithing, specializes in teacups or horseshoes. And so that just makes it like, yes, he's a blacksmith, so you know that if I need to get my sword fixed or get a new sword or whatever, I'm going to go to him. But then he might have a specialty in horseshoes or teacups or shields or whatever. I don't know. So that's a really quick, easy way to make NPCs on the fly and then just move on. Now, obviously, if it's an NPC that develops some sort of emotional attachment to the players or is important to the campaign or is important to the city, then as the player characters repeatedly interact with him, you can expand on her story. So, when we first meet Susan the elf wizard, we just know once, fears, one little thing, and job. So we know that she wants to try an exotic cheese. She fears cats, and her one little thing is she has a big nose, and her job is town wizard. But as you continue to interact with it, you might find out more about her fascination with cheese. You might find more about her fear of cats. You might find more about, that she's, very proud of her big nose or she's very ashamed of her big nose because there's secret gnomish blood in her, and she's like totally ashamed that her great-great-grandmother did it with a gnome, and she's one part gnome, and whatever. And you develop her story, and then eventually she does have her own folder. But if she's never going to be seen again, if you're never going to see Susan the wizard again, then once, fears, one thing, job, gone. Now, we move on to something a little bit more close to home. See, get it? Because never mind. How to stop them from killing the NPCs. Because it's so easy for them to just go, I don't like this guy, so I'm going to kill him. There's nothing to stop me. Well, obviously, other than the police. And there's 2 ways. There's 2 ways I deal with this. One, of course, is I have an infinite number of cops. So sure, I don't want you to kill my NPCs, and you're not really going to get a lot of experience point for a 0-level barkeep, whatever. And if you do start killing NPCs, remember there are, in any society, whether it be fantasy, science fiction, Old West, law enforcement and NPCs who will go after you. And if you want to be a dick GM like I am, I have an infinite number of law enforcement. I will just keep throwing my infinite number of paladins at you until you are arrested or killed for murdering Bob the shopkeep. So your reward, other than whatever you stole from Bob the shopkeep, which probably isn't worth killing him because Bob the shopkeep gets what, maybe 2 gold pieces to his name? And whatever's in his store, and really, is it really worth it? Is that I've got this infinite number of law enforcement to keep throwing at you. So yeah, you spend the rest of your adventuring career as a wanted criminal. But secondly, and more importantly, and more interesting, is the idea that the more you visit an NPC, they level up. They get better stuff. They get better rumors. They have access to more things. They trust you more. You develop a better reputation with that NPC, so that when you next go to them and you're looking for a magic wand of frog jumping, I don't know, I'm just making this shit up, the better chance that Susan, our elf wizard, will actually have the legendary wand of frog jumping. She didn't have it when you first visited her, but if you keep going back to visit the Susan the elven wizard with her big nose and her fascination with cheese and her fear of cats, okay, well, now you've seen her 3 or 4 times. She's leveled up. She has more stuff. She has better stuff. She has better rumors. She has better jobs for you to do. She has better things for you to buy from her because she trusts you more. Your reputation with Susan the Elf Wizard has increased. So by not killing Susan the Elf Wizard and actually developing a positive relationship with Susan the Elf Wizard, so now when you go to Susan the Elvish Wizard and go, hey, I'm looking for this wand of frog jumping because I need it for this quest and whatever, and she goes, oh, well, you know what? I just got one. I just built one. I just found one. Here you go, wand of frog jumping. And I was going to cost you 100 gold pieces, but since we're friends now, I'll only charge you 75 gold pieces. Hey? Because, you didn't say anything about my big nose. So there you go. Life and times of Susan the Elvish Wizard and NPCs in general is, are they just somebody they're going to see once and never see again, or are they going to be somebody that they develop a relationship with? And then what do you do if that relationship becomes a little too clingy, i.e. the cute and fuzzy, i.e. the tale of young Keg the tailor who was 22 years old but still loved to dance, which is a topic for another video. I am your grumpy guide to all things gaming, the OGGM, hoping that you appreciated this OGGM adventure. If you do, please like, please share, please subscribe, please hit that notification button for the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet. Remember, 200 subs by August 4th and I will do something stupid. Till next time, talk to you later, losers.